welcome to Mr. Randy's Wine and Spirits. I am Mr. Randy. Today we're here to do another episode of The Final Pour. If you're new to the channel, hello and welcome. For all my returning viewers, always great to see you guys. So let's get into it. So what is a Final Pour episode? So for Mr. Randy's series, we do three parts. The first one is off the rip. Basically, I get the bottle home, I crack it open, I have my first pour, and share my first impressions with you. Second part is when we get about halfway, I do a full review. I share as much information as I can possibly gather on the bottle, the whiskey distributor, all that great stuff. I present it to you, and then we talk about it. Now, this is where we're at in the third and final part, which is the final pour, hence the name. So now we're all the way down to here, which was almost forgot about these guys, because I did this whole series. I started off with three, but not three in the succession that I should have. This would be the first video, and this is the bottom line, the bottom of the whole ladder of expressions, and that is the old number 8 brand at 80 proof. We did not have a whole lot of good to say about this. The best thing I could probably say was that the finish was a redeeming quality. So the nose, very light, very watered down. The palate, not much better than the nose, but the finish did come in. And the finish, if that's where it's at for you, and the finish is where you're at, and that's where you want to be, and the price point is like $10. So if that works for you, and like I said, I think I mentioned before, I said that the best way, or the people who would appreciate this most would probably be the ones who like to have their whiskey on the rocks. And if you like your whiskey like watered down over the rocks, but maybe you don't want to have it chilled, you add water. You don't have to add water to this because it's pretty much watered down. So on the nose, you're getting very, very light pencil eraser. That pencil eraser character is still hanging around. Still there. That's kind of nice that characteristic is still there, even after all this time. Let's get on the palate. Yeah, it's like water. It's like, I do believe I said it's like bourbon flavored water. Very light. Very, very, very easy. I'm not going to bother wasting too much time. As again, like I said, the finish is where it's at. You can see, even after that, all that time, you're going to get some pretty decent viscosity. Look at the legs are still pretty good on this. That's quite impressive. Although, keep in mind that this is a Buffalo Trace product. Sold by Sazerac, but it's Buffalo Trace. A lot of theories about why it's a benchmark and not a Buffalo Trace. We're not going to get into that. So the nose, very light. The palate, not much better. The finish, as I said, it's redeeming quality. The finish and the price point for this bottle, I guess that's where it's at. So let's go ahead and get the finish. Ooh. Very light. I guess it's very nice, but like I said, not offensive, not harsh, very smooth, very mellow, quite to the point where it kind of senses like it's like watered down. So I guess one thing you could also say is that the first pour is just like the last. A little bit of difference. If you could remember between the first and the last. If you sat down and you drank the first and this whole bottle, we're not going to get into that. But there it is. McAfee's Benchmark Old Number 8 brand Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, 80 proof. Not horrible. Okay. Try it if you like. Let us know in the comments if you have, and how do you feel about it. And as always, thanks for stopping by here at Mr. Randy's Wine and Spirits. You have a good one.